Alrighty, we're back. Hey everyone, this is Coeval, and as I said in the last video, we're back with another Road to 2K video versus Jgsalem sporting the butterfly outfit and what looks like a kind of mummified body. He's got the headdress there, or is there another name for that? I'm not so sure. But feeling colorful and comfortable in his fit. We'll see if I can get a victory. Again, looking like somewhat generic games, spellbooks, and so we'll see where this goes. Yeah, early aura, not really common, probably not ideal. I would say that's pretty suboptimal, as some veterans might say. That's a suboptimal move, Coeval. But and that, I mean, jeez, talk about suboptimal moves. I mean, you might as well just have aimed directly into the dirt with that mech arrow. I think, is there some element of, disrespecting JG that's going on here? Oh yeah, I can just aura, whatever. I'm just gonna mech arrow, into this tree without even extending. It doesn't look like I extended there. Because, it's JG, no, don't need to worry about him or whatever. No, I'm just playing, but but yeah, I mean, horrible opener from me. And he's gonna be up 2 prots soon here. Although, okay, a little bit of a blunder from him. He could have probably mech arrowed a little bit further in a more comfortable area, free from the ray, or out of range of the ray, I should say. So that's a good aura. I learned from my first aura, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I pushed him out of a nice comfortable spot. Luckily this map is fairly big, and I have a relatively protected area that I can teleport to, set up some sort of camp. Okay, get that tree off, limit his movement from the portal. And that's probably a good sign, even though, yes, I'm looking a little bit low, but I can prot right after he raise, which means now, for a lot of the turns that, actually, no, because he's going to get his ray back just 1 turn after I get my prot back, so yeah, I was thinking maybe, he used his ray and then I prot after. I guess that gives me a little bit of an advantage, because, yeah, if I prot up and then he raised me immediately out of the damage, that's a lot better of a move than if he raised first and then I prot after. Because I'll get my prot back right after he raised again, and it just on repeat, I'll always have a 50 prot. Shield, looking pretty decent here. There is a line to go up there if the aura wasn't there to mega, and do some damage to JG, but of course that's not possible. Okay, he's moved the tree down. That's a common play to free the portal. You can see he now can go through it if he would like, but there's not really a clear move that he can do to capitalize if he were to go through the portal. Now the following turn, yeah, it's looking like that would be a good play. Go through, pebble, maybe eat a couple of the auras, that'd be fine. And what's he doing here? Is he going for some sort of, I mean, drain might be, okay, I don't like that play, using the clock to take down the tree, because tree's rechargeable, clock's not, so you're really hurting your long-term chances at just having enough damage to win. But yeah, I'm looking at, oh wow, he went for the mega there. Probably not worth it. I mean, he's up 60 prot. I get to burn a few muds to get him down. And I mean, it's not the end of the world for him, but I've got both my megas still. That's going to be a huge benefit down the line. So here I'm going to go through the portal and protection shield. JG's going to push vulnerable to ray here when I get it off cooldown, which is now. I don't think I used it, so I'm able to just kind of nullify that. And that's the situation that I was talking about a little bit earlier, is that If your opponent has Ray off cooldown and you prot in the open, they just Ray you right out of it. But if they Ray before and then you prot after, you get a lot of your protection shield turns back while their Ray is on cooldown. So you have the potential to stack some shields. Don't know if that makes sense, but all right, he's going to tower out. We're looking somewhat even here now. Okay, yeah, 257 to 227. Double tower here. Is there a pebble angle? Yeah, okay. Not ideal for me then. Maybe I could have gone a little bit further over to the left and towered under that mud ball, but I didn't. And this trade is horrible for me. So I'm going to need to make a play here. And ooh, nice. Flashed him through the portal. Good vision. Oh, double flash? Can I get some speed? Come on. Oh, damn. Man, I was thinking a flash might be possible. You go up to the right, you know, under that tree here. And I was thinking like, you know, right here where I'm pinging, you know, get that extend flash off. Maybe that works. I don't know. He might go through the portal too. That's a really tricky flash actually. But maybe if I got lucky. Nah, actually no, he probably gets caught by this tree over here. But you know, I can hope. You know, let me have my moment, all right? Jeez. I try to go through the portal and sink myself. He gets this nice lob off. It's a lot to consider when you're thinking about your opponent doesn't have to go through the portal. They can also just lob stuff through the portal. So you need to be very aware of your positioning, whether it's your portal or not. They did add the feature of the color, you know, coordination, which is great to, I think, reduce the barrier to entry for some, you know, newer players. But at the same time, you know, not many newer players are playing 7 Grassy, but it does make the game a little bit less frustrating at times. Simplifies it a bit, which I mean, I don't personally mind. I'm happy to keep track of my portals if it wasn't color coded, or if not, just makes it a little bit easier. But here maybe I want to drain. I'm just gonna stay in there, and yeah, that sounds good to me. Got 50 prot, which is not terrible. I mean, I'm not completely losing here, but it's not dire straits, but yeah, it's not looking great. I do have a couple muds left, probably. Once again, not keeping track, just kind of estimating. There, I think that's a blunder for JG, because I mean, I'm not that low. Yeah, I'm at about 100, you know, but it's not like he's deflating me with that pebble. And now I aura him and he's deflated and he can't get out. So yeah, this is going to allow me a turn to get the fuck out of there. Run. Get out of there. So, and I'm able to stack a prot. And now all of a sudden, like I've been saying in my past videos, the health doesn't matter. It's about the prots. And I'm up 70 prot. I don't care about the health. So here it's like even a flash might have been possible there, you know, just extend flash. And whether that fails or not, it's fine because I just go back through the portal in the end. Yes, okay, he's able to go into the portal, set up his own prot, but then I can just, you know, report. That's something that's also important to know, is whether this portal is yours or not. Because of the color coding, it's a lot easier to tell, but a counter to, you know, a situation where, oh, someone can go through this portal and mega me is, well, if it's yours, you just set up a new one as long as it's off cooldown. So that's something that's a little bit nuanced that a lot of players don't typically think of as the first thing in their mind. They might eventually think of it, but okay, there, a little bit of a blunder from me, I guess. But I don't know, maybe it's okay to allow the mech. The portal is just a little bit in a vulnerable situation, and so yeah, I saw that he would go back through and I would be able to drain, and I'm in a decent spot. But I mean, it's getting a little bit. We're coming down to the wire here. We're entering the fourth quarter, to use a NBA analogy. Maybe overtime even. This is This is getting to be a tight game. Rayable, yes, possibly. Okay, he just goes for the drain. I also think that's a blunder because I can just respond with a pebble. And yes, okay, he gets 30 health. I took off 5 of it, but now he's towerless. And because he's towerless, if I have a mud left, I could mud him here. I don't think I do. So I go for a mega. What was that? Wow, that was terrible. So, okay, I guess I went for a highlight, and I guess, you don't always hit those. So that's okay. I'll just be a little bit disappointed, for the next day or two about that play, but it's all good. Okay, he prots, wasn't in a great position there. I don't know if he ran out of time or maybe was just kind of somewhat panicking. Like, damn, I'm actually in this game? What the hell? Rayable? Oh my god. Wow. Am I about to drop this? Man, this was so close. Really? This is kind of a sad game if I don't close this out. I guess it's not bad because I have my portal still, but... Oh, do I have a second mega? Come on. Let's go, baby. No. Oh! Awesome. Wow, that was clutch. Okay, so I made up for my whiffed first mega and said, well, there's a reason why you have 2 mega boulders. I don't miss twice. On the basketball court and in Arc. You know how it is. Wow, that was a sick game. I haven't seen that in ages. It's kind of cool to be able to rewatch these. But yeah, if you enjoyed that game, and I've got one more for you too, but if you enjoyed that game, yeah, drop a like and subscribe, and we'll get right into the next one. All right, here we are with the Butterfly Pharaoh, Jgsalem. Okay, looking like similar books, and pretty typical map gen of Grassy. No trees on the sides. 3 hills. I guess more popular is 2 hills, but yeah, occasionally you get that 3rd hill. And here, this is an interesting play to burn the tree this early. The reason I did it is because it's pretty much impossible, I think, to be able to flash in a way where you can escape from this particular situation on the map. It looks like he even did extend and still is not able to quite get out. I'll have to double check this, but I'm pretty sure in this particular spot that he is in on Grassy, it is not possible to extend your way out. So that means that I can then follow it up with an aura. And now he can't really flash down to get rid of the aura because he's going to sink himself. So he has to eat 2 ticks of that and then quote unquote waste a turn to flash out some more space, even though maybe later in the game it might be helpful to him. And okay, there, yeah, I mean, just go down to the side, prevent the ray. I was playing a little bit too greedy, just saying, oh, it's fine, it's whatever. It's JG, yeah. He's just, new player, he's not that good. I'm just disrespecting my competition as usual, with my usual arrogance that I bring into every game. So, yeah, being that I don't respect JG, I go for that ray. I say, I dare you to ray me. Yeah, it's not going to make a difference in the outcome of the game. And yeah, I'm just going to dig. I'm just going to flash all the way to him. Just continue that clowning. And, I mean, this is going to be a pretty much masterclass in how to play the perfect 7G match. Just flash all the way through the land to get to your opponent. I feel like I'm playing Motherload. I'll drop that old ass game from Miniclip in the chat. Let me know. Drop a comment if you know Motherload from miniclip.com. That tank or drilling game where you can drill into the depths of the earth. Get a bunch of ores and shit and all that cool stuff. So I'm bringing that inspired by Motherload. Gonna dig all the way to JG through the depths of the grassy hills. But no, I mean, not much is happening here. I just fucked up that mech arrow so hard. But once again, I'm thinking, yeah, I can afford some of these blunders. It's all right. It's just JG. And so Yeah, he's going to go back through that portal. And yeah, he's going to just run all the way over to me. Once again, I greed the ray. What am I thinking? And I'm getting punished for it. What the? Okay. All right. Starting to think maybe this doesn't have to do with JG. It's got to do with my own skill. I just going out on a limb here, and if you disagree with me in the comments, feel free to let me know. But this is not good gameplay, uh, from my end. JG's doing what he needs to do. Up 1,000 prot, up 100 health. Oh, 1,050 prot. Excuse me. I'm a bit screwed here. I'm trying to think. Okay, what's a 5-turn plan that I can do, to kind of get back in the game. What that 5-turn plan might involve is a double drain. Thank you very much. Now I'm just down 115 health instead of 1,000. But here, yeah, I mean, I guess mud is fine. It has to be done. Oh, did I? Why wouldn't I hit him with that? Did I misclick there? Am I okay? Someone might need to check in on Co here. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. Now there's a situation where, yes, pebbling through the mud is, I think, ideal. Yeah, he can just spam that because he's up so much health. But I think in the last game, it wasn't quite the right situation because he wasn't up enough. Here, yeah, now I've got no prot. Yeah, he's down to 32, but he's going to have shield up in a couple more turns. He pressures with the aura. You could nitpick and say, well, he doesn't have a prot. Why did he aura? I can just jump out of it. I'm not trapped. But, I mean, he can do a lot here wrong, and I can still be lost. So we'll see what I can do to stay in the game. Can I find a way to stall this? It's about, I guess, first of all, getting my tree back in sync with his portal. So I think I'm working my way toward that soon. I used it a handful of turns ago. And so whenever he portals, then I'm going to be able to tree it off. Whittling down his prots just a bit, not making him too comfortable. He's got 130, and he can just do whatever he wants. Okay, Mech Arrow comes out. Now that's on cooldown for a few turns. I can get a tree up. That's just a precaution to get some drain food. Not really protecting me from an arrow immediately, but maybe in the future. Take my spirit out of that portal because it's going to die when it comes back through. And I might, if I have a free turn, just want to re-up the windshield. So again, just whittling the prot. Yes, he has to go out of the aura, but it's also over the portal. That's another thing to think about is if you aura and they're in the open, if it's over a portal and you're wanting to discourage your opponent from going through the portal, then yeah, it can be good. He goes for a grab, and that's another great strategy to push your opponent. And there's a great counter strategy to counter the push, is to position yourself about a player width below the portal, maybe a little bit more, and then cast your own portal. And then you want to put the portal close to where JG is. You notice when I put the portal out, I was close to him. Because then when he goes through his portal, he'll show up here. So when he goes through his portal in the middle of the map where I'm pinging, he'll show up to the right. Right? So the portal doesn't really take him anywhere. So that's kind of a, double portal shenanigans with the physics of this game that you can take advantage of. And I'm no longer sweating. I was a bit sweaty prior to this. Yes, he does have a prot advantage, but like I preached, the health doesn't really matter. I'm able to tree him. That's gonna at least buy me a couple turns. And the portal's decently far away from him. I'm just gonna create more space. I could also have upped my windshield, and there's not many other moves that I could have done. I think my spirit's on cooldown. So here he's trying to free his portal. And why he's not recasting it is because if he freezes portal, then I like use a tree on it or aura it, then he already has another portal up. He can just move it. And so that also can be a strategy to free a portal that you've had up for many turns, force your opponent to react to that portal, and then once they do, they have a spell now on cooldown like a tree or an aura, and you just re-portal. Here I'm going to get a little bit more chip damage off. He's unable to mech arrow me. If he wants to push, he has to pebble down. I have a prot advantage, and I am directly in the line of fire of his clock, which I did not see, probably in the game or now, as I'm commentating. And, ooh, almost over the water, almost screwed myself there. And am I lost yet? Not quite. Still have a prot advantage. If I'm him, if he prots here, I just ray it off. If he pebbles down, I would just ray and he's deflighted. So prot is probably a fine play. I'm going to set up a portal. That's a sensible move to just run, get out of there, because he's up a bunch. And so, yeah, I'm going to get as far away from him as possible. Okay, yeah, discourage him from coming down there and clocking. He's going to find another angle to pebble down. And now's the time to, okay, I was going to say either go through the portal and then put the spirit on it, or mudball him. That did look rayable. He just made a blunder, so possibly it was better for me to actually go through the portal, move my spirit through. That's a lot to do in 7 seconds. I might have been able to get it done. But fortunate for me, that ray comes out. And I was trying to check the turns. I hit the wrong button. 48 turns. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I could draw this. This might be possible. It's interesting. I don't normally share draws on my channel, so there must be an outcome. I think I thought about this when I was making my game folders for all the replays. Tried to keep the draws out, but I don't know. These are still good games nonetheless. Able to take control of his portal, actually. So if he reportals, which he does, I'm now stuck. Well, I'm not really necessarily stuck in the tree, but, you know, my mobility is limited, of course. Raying him out of flight is great because he can't take advantage of the portal that he just made, and then now I can go back through my portal. If I have time, I don't quite have time, so I'm going to tree, which is, I think, a good move. Oh, is there an opportunity for a big play here, potentially? Would be cool, but don't have enough time. If it was 10 seconds, maybe I could have gone through my portal up there and like lobbed a mega or some crazy shit, but not taking that risk. I am kind of thinking about ways to win. Up 100 prot, even though he's up, what would that be, 76 health? That's okay. Maybe I can burn another mud if I have it. Okay, I don't, but I'm limiting his mobility here with the spirit. Okay, he misses the mega. Let's go. He used a mega on a 25 health tiny minion. That's a huge win for me. I might be out of muds though. Oh, but I do have 100 prot. So what can he really do? These are trades I'm winning 100% because I've got so much more prot than him, even though I'm a little bit down on health. And oh, the perfect. Oh, not quite perfect. Damn. I got too excited. A perfect mega. Oh my god. So good. But no, that was a nice play. And oh, unfortunately, he went for the mud lob. That's a very tough lob because he has to avoid the portal. And I think I'm able to clinch the victory here with the Mega Boulder. Unfortunate blunder at the last moment. JG, if you're watching, I didn't actually mean all that trash that I was talking. Of course, we're good friends outside the game, but digging your outfit. Unfortunately, weren't able to clutch that one. I'll have some more games featuring JG in the future. Always great battles playing him, and hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.